Hey, doing YouTube's Wolf Mill Development. This is my 358th weekly update. Let me check real quick, make sure. 90% sure it's 358. And it is, yes, the 358th weekly update. Let's see. This past weekend, what did I do? Saturday, I was volunteering at the Gen, which is a all-women's competition. It's a big event where they do strongman, I guess strong woman, powerlifting, and I believe even CrossFit or grid. One of those two. Look, they're the same thing to me. So, but yeah, so that was fun. Got a nice tan over the weekend. That was about it. Monday was squats and a little bit of event work for the Scorcher, namely the sled drag, which I've still got a bit of work to do on that one. To be able to get to comp weight, I'm also probably going to invest in some cheap little hiking boots, something that has a little more grip, because my regular shoes just ain't cutting it. Tuesday, I actually went out to Iron Life and did my normal press session, but also worked in with a guy I know there. He was benching that day, and I was like, well, I'm doing upper body anyway, doing a press day anyway. It was a strict press day, but I was like, yeah, I'll bench with you. Was still able to keep up. I was happy with that. I don't know what we ended up going to for our top set. I think our top set was like 240 something, maybe 250. And they were 3-count eccentrics for sets of 3. And I was pretty happy that I was able to keep up, because I have not benched in probably 3 months, something like that. So it's nice to know I've still got a little bit of it. Probably still have like a 280 bench, probably. Touch and go anyway. Which is nice, since I don't practice it at all. Wednesday off, just extracting a bunch of stones. I am suffering from success, and it's wonderful. Thursday, which was yesterday, started out squatting, but my low back didn't feel good. It didn't hurt, but it was just like, this is not going to work, and if I keep pushing it, something's going to not end well. And I've always noticed that squats make my knees feel good, but my back feel bad, and then deadlifts make my back feel great, but my knees feel like shit. So, playing that game, right? So I squatted heavy enough to make my knee feel better, which is like 280, 290. It wasn't even that great. My squat's still really suffering, but eventually I'll put some more work into it. And then just moved over to deadlifts, and this was like a deload week for a potential PR next week. We'll see how my body feels by then. Right now I feel okay, so we'll see. And then afterward I did some more event work for the Scorcher, which was the Dinny holds. I believe it's 192.5 in one hand and 250 in the other. And for me, I like to put the heavier weight in the front and the lighter weight in the back. I just feel like I can get a better sort of the hips just driving forward more. I take a very wide stance when I do Dinny holds or picks, which, I mean, I've just done a 720-pound one, so I know I have the capability to move it. But when it's uneven, it's a different story. It's a different world. One of the other things too is when the heavier implement is in the back, what usually ends up happening is it ends up scraping the back of my leg, depending on how much weight is on there. Something like 6 or so plates, it'll scrape my leg and it'll actually mess me up. But once you get over 6 and you go to like 7 and 8 plates, then it's actually fine, because it's like running straight up my leg, so it's not a problem. But before that, it gets caught like right underneath the calf, and it really sucks. I actually have like a bruise on my calf from attempting with the weight in the back, and then I finally attempted it with the weight in the front. And just as a little test run, I got like 26 seconds-ish. I don't know exactly how they're going to time it, if it's going to be the second the weight comes off the floor, or the second you're settled at the top. I don't know. I'm always going to err on the side of them being really strict, so it's like once you're locked out, that's when the time will start. And 9 times out of 10, the time stops the second either implement hits the floor. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. So hoping to get a better time day of. I've got a couple weeks to actually train it at this weight. I know my body's capable of standing in place for at least a minute 25 with about that same amount of weight, so I'm not that concerned about it. And plus with these, the Denny rings, I'm assuming they're going to let us hook grip. When I was there running through and at the grand opening of the guy's gym, he brought it up, and I was like, well, yeah, when you do the real Denny rings or the real Denny stones, they let you hook grip. So I'm hoping he still lets us do that. If not, my time is going to be significantly shorter, but I still won't zero it. It'll just be different. I might train it next week with just open hands, no hook grip, and see what happens there. It's a dangerous game because you don't want to fail out the grip, and then you don't want to damage your hands at all. I mean, even just doing that with hook grip, I still ended up getting kind of a blister on my pinky on this hand, which is fine. Nothing tore. It's just when you tear a callus, that's rough. That can take a while to heal. So I don't want to do anything risky leading up, especially on one event that I might actually be able to win. So I want to make sure I'm doing everything as smart as possible when training for that particular event. Tomorrow it'll be yoke, which I have to work on yoke because I've got to be able to do like a 700-pound yoke for 30 feet with no drops, and that can be a tough order. So I'm gonna have to work on my pick heights and stuff like that, and figure out what a good pick height is that'll keep me at. In regards to that event, day of, just because I'm right now I'm not very confident in my ability to even complete it. I'm just going to work on being able to handle that kind of weight regardless of time. Finishing the event is always going to be better than getting a distance. And it's not one of those things where like, oh, I'm hoping one of the other competitors drops it. But if somebody else does drop it, then I'm automatically ahead of them, regardless of my time. So that's kind of the way I'm playing that one right now. There's also like a 3-inch axle and a circus dumbbell, which I am going to start practicing circus dumbbell a little bit more. I've actually got a chance of getting the circus dumbbell. Right now, I just don't have a chance of getting the axle. I think it's a 225. And it's not going to happen. I'm just not there yet. But it'd be cool to get the dumbbell. I think it's 135 or 125 or something like that, which I'm not that far off. I've gotten a 110 before, but I also haven't trained it in a very long time. But my push pressing ability has also gotten better. So we'll see what happens. I'll train it, maybe I'll train it a little bit tomorrow. I just pressed tonight, but that's okay. It's one of those things. It's more of a skill thing anyway. What other events are there? Yeah, it's sled drag, yoke, Denny's. Oh, and then there's stones. I don't remember the exact stones, but I should be able to get the first two. And then the third one I think will be a PR. So that's exciting. We'll see what happens. I'll train some stones probably next week sometime. Hopefully my body feels a little bit better. Just tonight it all caught up with me. Didn't get too much, get enough sleep last night, yada yada. You know, it all catches up with you. And it's definitely caught up with me a little bit today, specifically. Let's see. Other than that, the Europa show footage, as well as the Record Breakers event, are going to be up. They're finished rendering tonight. Before I even recorded this, I just worked on those, so those will be going up. I'm probably going to release the Record Breaker on Sunday, and then the Europa talk Wednesday, and then the following Sunday I'll release the actual footage. Or I might just release the footage too. I don't know, I haven't decided. But just look forward to those two, and the Europa talks will be coming out soon too. I'm going to record that one right after this, actually. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, when it comes to training grip, my not pro tip is don't ever go 100% and fail in training, because it takes a while for your grip to actually recover. And take care of your calluses, because tearing one is a lot worse than just, say, bruising one. Or getting a blister underneath one. So keep that in mind, and take care of your calluses. And if you don't, then what's your excuse?